you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So today I'm so excited because I have a new subscription to show you guys, and that is this big box right here. This is from Carne Collective. Do you want to know what meats I'm going to be eating on? Stay tuned. Okay, you guys. So this box just arrived. This is from Carne Collective. They did send me this box to review. Thank you so much for sending me this box to show my viewers. I greatly do appreciate it. You guys, I'm so excited because I love meat. I love me some meat, and it's just so hard to find a really good meat. So I think you might have found it right here. All of this meat comes from Argentina, and they're all grass-fed beef. So I'm super excited to open up this box so we can see what we have in here. First, before we do, let's go ahead and learn a little bit about the company. So to my recording area. All right, you guys, so what I want to do is tell you a little bit about the company. That's what I like to do when I first bring a box to my channel for the very first time, so then we can kind of see what to expect, that kind of thing. So let's learn all about it, and then let's go back into my kitchen and start unboxing this. I cannot wait to test out this meat because that is one big thing with me. I love me some meat. I definitely love me some meat. So when they got a hold of me, I was like, hell yeah. Because it's so hard. I can go to the local grocery stores and even try to find the most expensive type of meat thinking it'll be good because you always get what you pay for. And it could be filled with fat. It could be so tough. It's hard to chew. Like, I get so disappointed with meat, even at like steakhouses. I'll get disappointed by trying to get a steak there. So I've kind of gave up on purchasing meat. So I really hope this is a new thing for me. So then now I know where to get some good quality meat that I will actually enjoy. So I'm hoping that is definitely what we're going to find here. But let's learn about the company first. They do also have 3 different type of boxes when it comes to their subscription. Actually, there's 4 if you consider the custom one you can do yourself. So let's learn about the company. So each month, our master butchers will curate a box with a selection of our Argentinian grass-fed Angus beef. A reliable source of quality meat can be hard to find. That is definitely true. Carne Collective is the first nationwide direct-to-consumer and wholesaler Argentinian beef company solves that problem. We provide premium grass-fed Angus beef sourced from the best ranches in Argentina, delivered directly to your table. Now you can enjoy healthy, sustainable beef with superior flavor. Argentina is world-renowned for their beef. It's about time you find out why for yourself. Why buy grass-fed beef? Not only does grass-fed beef taste better, but it also brings many health benefits like extra omega-3, vitamins, healthy fats, and added antioxidants. Additionally, raising grass-fed animals is the most ethical and sustainable way. It may require patience and dedication, but premium meat couldn't be rushed. So that is why I'm super excited, because I think when I looked on their site, they have a few different farms actually out there in Argentina, and it shows you where they are as well. And that's really neat. And then also they do have a little chart here, which will tell you where all of the meat does come from that grass-fed cow. So let's go over the 4. I'll say 4 because of the custom one. I keep wanting to say 3. So the cheapest one is the Campo. That is $149. With that box, you will get 2 ribeye, 2 sirloin steak, 1 skirt steak, skirt, ground chuck steak 1, and 2 tenderloin tips. Then they have the Asado, $169. So $169 for that box. You get 2 ribeyes, 2 New York steak strips, 2 Filet Mignon, 1 skirt steak, 1 flank steak, and 1 ground chuck. Like, that sounds really good. And to have New York steak strip and Filet Mignon, I don't know which box they sent me, but I'm so excited to find out as soon as I'm done telling you. Then the last option is gaucho. I'm not sure how you say it. It's $249. That one you are going to get 2 ribeye, 2 New York strip, 2 sirloin steak, 1 skirt steak, 1 flank steak, 1 ground chuck. You get 2 filet mignon and 1, I'm not sure what that is, the PICANHACULOTTE. pinchaha chulete. I don't know. I'm not sure how to say that one, but that will be included in that box as well. And then you can do the custom box where you can just choose which types of meat that you would like, and then you just basically add your own custom box for it. One good thing I also really enjoy is that this particular subscription box, you can choose if you want it every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks, or every 8 weeks. So if you love beef and you have a big family, you might want it to be more frequent to have arrive in your house to keep your fresh meat coming in. If you have a smaller family or you don't eat meat as much, then you can utilize the 4 or the 8 week option to space it out more for you. So now let's go back to my kitchen. Let's get inside of this box, and then I'm so excited. Okay, you guys, so now that you know a little bit about the company, let's go ahead and dive in and let's see which one they sent to me. Let's see what meat is in here, and then I'm gonna be eating some and telling you how I feel about it. So let's go ahead and get this unboxed so we can see how it comes. On the side of this, it does go over like the contents inside, and I see filet mignon, so I'm so excited. But here's a little brochure that goes over all of the information, and it talks about, you know, the healthy benefits of eating this particular meat and where it comes from, their mission, that kind of thing. So that's super neat. And then when you first open up the box, this is what it looks like. Ooh, everything is still nice, and ooh, this is like dry ice. What? Yes. So this is very, very good packaging. Okay, so I switched the angle so you can actually see inside of the box. Here is all of the dry ice. Let me remove these. One thing that I do want to point out though, I've received a lot of dry ice in boxes before, but never this much dry ice, and it's still being so much of it. And then all of the meat is all down inside of this bag. These are still so frozen. Like, I cannot believe how cold this meat is. So here is the beef flanks, 1.5 pounds, and even shows where it comes from. That's the part for the beef flank steak. But look at that. Ooh, look at that meat. This one is the beef skirt steak, 1.04 pounds, and it comes from right there. Beef ribeye. Oh, look at that. Beef New York strip. Look at that big piece of meat. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Beef filet mignon, when it comes from that little area. There's that. Here's the ground chuck, 1 pound, and that's what it looks like right there. New York strip. So they came with 2 of these. Look at how big and thick those are. Oh my gosh, you guys. We have another filet mignon. That looks so good. And then we have beef ribeye. That's what it looks like. And then that is the actual packaging that it comes with. I'm super impressed with this packaging. Super impressed with this packaging. So here is all of my meat that came in this box. I cannot wait to start thawing these out and tasting them and letting you guys know how we like the meat. Okay, you guys, so now I am back to finalize my review with this amazing meat that I am so grateful that I was able to try. Holy moly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically go through each meat and tell you kind of how I prepared it and what our thoughts were on it. But I do want to let you guys know they did give me my own code, which is SheCrafty20, and that is going to give you $20 off your first and second subscription box. So if you did want to purchase any of the subscription boxes, then SheCrafty20 would save you $20 off your first and your second box. So that is such a good deal. Let me just say right off the bat, this is hands down the best meat I or my man has ever eaten in either one of our entire lives. Like, I'm not even saying that because I got this sent for review, because I'm actually going to subscribe myself so I can have this meat in my house, because it was just so good. It's just literally, it's that good. So let's go ahead and go over each of the different types of meats that they sent. Let's go with the ribeye first. The ribeye, there was 2. We went ahead and just put simple seasonings on it and put it on the barbecue. When he first brought it in, I thought it was a little overcooked. I'm like, did you overcook it? He's like, you like it well done, right? And I was like, yeah, because that's how I like my beef, to be well done. And he was like, yeah, I thought at first like the blackness was actually burnt, but it really wasn't. It was so much amazing flavors from the fat that was in the meat. It was not a bad fat like at all. Like it made it just nice and charry. Like it was amazing. I've never had a piece of meat taste so good before. So that one was just absolutely amazing. Like again, at first I thought it was overcooked, but it wasn't. It was actually perfect. It was not dried out. It was not hard to chew. It was just the best piece of meat that I've ever had. And I've even gone to steakhouses. My man said it was better than, he said some place called Charles Steakhouse or Charlie's Steakhouse. I'm not sure which one he said. I can't remember. But he said it's somewhere out here. I've never been there. But he said it was better than any Ruth Chris he's ever been to. Me personally, I went to a really like fancy place in California once. And it was like $100 just for like the meat for 2 people. That was not including any sides. You had to pay for all that separately. So I'm like, this better be a pretty damn good piece of meat. And it really wasn't. It had so much fat that I couldn't eat. It was so tough. It was just hard to chew, and it just really put a sour taste in my mouth. And so that's why half the time in the beginning of the video, that's why I even said I normally don't even order beef at restaurants, because it's never good meat and they can't cook it right, and it's not worth, like, why? I just be disappointed. So I'll just end up getting chicken or fish. But this was the best meat I have ever had as far as a steak, hands down. The New York strip, oh my gosh, it was so thick and juicy. And that one he cooked perfectly, but it was just so freaking good. Like every bit of it was just amazing. So the New York strip was just, yeah. With that one, actually, we had our niece over last weekend and we cooked it because I wasn't quite sure. I know she's kind of a picky eater. So I was like, do you eat steak? And she's like, yeah, some of it, if it's good. And I'm like, okay, let's see. So we ended up giving her her plate and didn't say anything about anything, and she literally ate every single piece of meat off her plate first before she touched anything else. I was like, how'd you like that meat? She's like, that she's chewing. She really enjoyed it. So even from a 10-year-old that ate just the meat first, she didn't even want to touch nothing else because it was that good. So it was really good. Now, the filet mignon, oh my gosh, that was so buttery. Okay, there was one place that did a really good filet mignon at some high-end restaurant in California, and nothing has ever came close to that. And I've been searching for something to be that good. Again, this topped that 100%. This was, you don't need teeth whatsoever. You can gum that shit. Like, it was just so buttery and soft and juicy and just such a good flavor. And with all 3 of those, I literally put out steak sauce because I tend to have to use steak sauce because the meat never tastes good. So I need something to make it taste better. With this, I sat it there and neither one of us even touched it nor needed it because the meat itself is just such a good flavor that you didn't need anything else. Like, I put barely like a little bit of seasoning before he barbecued them, but nothing more than that. And it was just it was the best tasting meat we've ever had. Now the skirt steak, that one at first, he wanted me to make ropa vieja with that, and I did some research and I found out it's better to use flank steak, which that was still in the freezer. So I was like, okay, no, I'm going to do that with the other one. So now what do I do with this? So I started doing some research, and a lot of recipes were coming up with carne asada, which I absolutely love. So I chose a recipe and I followed it exactly, and I cooked it in the crock pot. So I'll show you how it kind of looked before in the crock pot, before even turning it on with just the little spices and liquidness that I put in there, and then how it came after. Now, the recipe that I followed, their steak, when they pulled it out, they literally had to use a knife and a fork and cut it in slices. My steak, when it came out, I did not need a knife. I just used a fork to cut it open, and it was the best tasting meat. Oh my gosh, not just with the flavoring, just the meat itself was just so good and tender and juicy, and just, it was, words can't describe how good this meat is, you guys. So for the flank steak, I cooked the ropa vieja, and I followed a recipe to cook it the first day and then put it in the refrigerator and finalize it the next day. And the meat was just, I tried it the first day before putting it in the refrigerator, and it was just so good and juicy and amazing. And then the next day it was even better, because then the liquid and the flavors like coagulated even longer, and it was just absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to make all of these dishes over again when I get my new box that I'm going to be getting, because oh my gosh, it was just amazing. So then the ground chuck, that would be the last thing in the box. And that one, the first day, I just kind of cooked it up with some seasoning and we made burritos. And then the next day we had leftovers and I had tacos with it. And that was just amazing. It would be so good in spaghetti. If you made meatballs, like anything that you would really want to do, that meat would be amazing. One thing with that is there was like no bone fragments. There was no fat in it. There was no gummy, nasty texture that you kind of get in beef like that. A lot of the times when I order my subscription of fresh food delivered, if it has beef in the recipe, I always substitute it for chicken or fish or turkey, because their beef is just not good. And my man's constantly pulling things out of his mouth. With this meat, he did not do that. There was nothing for him to pull out of his mouth whatsoever. And he is a very, very picky meat eater. I'm not as picky as him. He's an extremely picky meat eater. And he said from like the second day, he's like, I don't care. You're buying this box. This is the meat that we need in this house. This is amazing. So not only just me thinking this is amazing, he's thinking amazing. Some family has had some of it, which they think it's amazing. Like, this is just the best beef that I have ever had. It's such high quality. The beef itself just tastes so good. You don't need all like steak sauce and all that stuff with it. If you put a little bit of seasoning on it, the beef will just be, that's all you need. It's just such a good quality meat that I've never had before. And I'm so glad that they did get a hold of me, because now this is my go-to meat, because I can now see a huge difference from everything that I've had my entire life versus now this being now almost 41 years old, having the best meat of my life. And it came straight from Argentina. The packaging, I do want to tell you though, was the best packaging that I've ever seen. I do get fresh food for my dog that comes on dry ice. And when it comes, her food is barely still frozen. You can move it. It's mobile. It's not 100% frozen. But the dry ice packet in her box, there's nothing in it. Sometimes I might have like one little cube that I just stick in the sink until it's gone. But most of the time her dry ice is like, it's all gone by the time it comes. I have food delivery that they put in the ice packs. When I get it, they're not ice packs anymore. This had 3 big, huge things of dry ice that was still fully solid block, and all of the meat was rock hard frozen. So their packaging is the best packaging that I've ever seen as far as food being delivered. I've ordered from other meat companies before, and they'll send like a big like freezer type pack, and this was even better packaging than that. So wherever you are, if you order from this company, you will have your meat delivered frozen, and just the best tasting quality meat you probably have ever had. I'm just saying. They also do have where you can purchase things online. So if you don't want to jump straight to the subscription just yet and you want to try out the meat, they do have a shop on their site. So you can just shop their site and you can purchase individual items if you want to test something out first before going to the subscription. So they do have that option. So all of their meat can be purchased individually. as well, which I think that's awesome. Especially that's a good way to try it out first so you're not stuck to a commitment if you're on the fence. So you can do that if you would like. You have that option. And yeah, so that is everything that I have to say about this amazing beef company, you guys. If you want to check them out, everything will be linked down below. SheCrafty 20 will get you that $20 off your first 2 boxes, not 4, 2 boxes. And yeah, if you do try this out, please come back to this video and comment and let me know how you like it, because I'm telling you, this is the best meat you're gonna find. It's the best meat that I have found. Let me just say that. So definitely, if you do order from them, or if you ever have ordered from them before, let me know down below what your thoughts are, because this is just an amazing meat company. So I cannot wait to get my new order so I can start cooking some more of this meat, you guys. I cannot wait. All right, you guys, so that is everything that I have to show for this particular company. And right here, grade A and 100% grass-fed and finished. This is grade A meat, 120,000%, let me tell you. So definitely comment down below. Your positive interaction means the world, and I greatly do appreciate it, as I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. So until next time, you know that drill. Keep a smile on that gorgeous face of yours, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Crafty crew, out.